All right, so I got six different ways that you can get leads, right? So these are ways that you can generate leads for real estate, figuring out houses to buy, and once you get those leads, obviously you can take your sales skills that I teach, here on my channel to actually get the leads to purchase, right? So I just want to go over six of the most common ways that you can get leads. First one is cold calling, SMS. That's probably like the most common that a lot of people, uh, especially beginners, the ones that they tap into. So cold calling, that's just literally taking a list, skip tracing it, and calling and texting that list, right? So this is the most prominent way that most people do it. It's going to take your time, right? So out of these lead methods, is either going to take your time or your money. Primarily, this is going to take time. It's going to take a little bit of money as well, since you're buying the list, skip tracing it. You also need, to pay for some type of calling service or anything like that if you don't want to hand out these numbers, right? So that's cold calling. Realtor outreach. This is a very good strategy. I've been doing that a lot as of lately, especially me being a realtor myself. You don't have to be a realtor, but realtor outreach, that's literally just developing relationships with realtors, right? So whether these realtors have properties already listed, or you just trying to get in there, stay on top of mind. Is when they get pocket listings, pocket listings. That's when a realtor has a list, and or not a list, but they have somebody that's looking to sell, and they'll start reaching out to all of the buyers prior to actually listing on MLS, right? So you actually get first dibs on a lot of these opportunities, and if you can go in there, close on time without them having to list it, it's a little bit better, right? They get to save on realtor fees, all that type of stuff. So it's real good to develop those relationships with realtors and follow through, right? It's very important to follow through if you're doing realtor outreach, as far as if you say something for a realtor, or if you say that you can do something, follow through on it, right? Because again, this is a relationship thing with realtors. You don't want to go out there developing a bad relationships with them, because with realtor outreach, realtors are one of the only lead sources, I would say, outside of that, and wholesalers, who actually bring you more deals over time, right? If you're talking to a seller direct, he's only going to sell one house to you, you know, for the most part. You got some sellers that would sell to you at multiple times, but this is a way that you can really develop a relationship that can last for a long time. Wholesalers, right? So, similar to realtor outreach, you're not in touch with the actual owner, you're getting in touch with wholesalers, right? So networking with other wholesalers is key, because a lot of times wholesalers get deals locked up and they don't know what to do with them, right? So they'll get a deal locked up on a certain, price or whatever, and especially if they're a beginner, they won't be able to move it. So you want to network with these wholesalers to see what type of deals that they have, just in case if they can't move it. Look, I'll buy it, right? And if you're an investor, I highly suggest networking with wholesalers, because these are the people that are going direct to the seller. And if you don't have a whole bunch of time, but you have money, you can connect with these wholesalers and they'll start sending you their deals. Uh, Paid ads SEO, right? This is a real good one, very popular now, especially for people actually building a business out of wholesaling, out of direct to sellers. But this is using Google and Facebook, YouTube ads, and developing your Google SEO. When people search, anything in Google saying, "I want to sell my house fast," you're gonna pop up if your SEO is good. Plus, you can run Google and Facebook ads that'll pop up in front of them whenever they're doing, whatever they're doing, depending on their behavior. If Google or Facebook thinks that they're willing to sell, these ads will start popping up in front of them. They'll fill out a form, and then you get their contact information right there. This is good because you have people raising their hand to say, "Yes, I'm looking to sell." Right? So you definitely want that. When targeting any type of lead, or when targeting a lead, you want leads that want to sell, right? So there's no better way than to just do your paid ads and your SEO. That way, people are coming to you, and you don't have to go out there and think if somebody's willing to sell or not. You just pay your money, and they're going to come with you, right? So that's paid ads. It's going to cost money. It's more than time, but once you get that money and you start paying for these leads, you definitely need somebody to be able to talk to these leads right away, ASAP. That's very, very important with paid ads. Direct mail, it's another thing, right? So that's literally sending out, mailers, postcards, letters. Some people have checks where they're, have like a little fake check, but it's enticing for somebody to look at it. They'll open it up, and then, these people will contact you. Very, very creative ways to get these direct mailers out. But it's going to take a lot of money to get these direct mailers out, right? So it's probably going to cost you like $1 a piece, and then to get some, it's probably only going to be 1% response rate. So if you send it out 100, one person may respond, right? And but yeah, it's just a numbers game with that. But it takes a lot of money to do direct mail, but they do work. And then the last thing is bandit signs, right? A lot of people start off with bandit signs. I did bandit signs, like literally that was my first route into real estate, is doing some bandit signs. I called it up, or I put something out. A guy called me. I went over his house, and I kind of got cussed out, but they definitely work, right? So with bandit signs, you want to try to figure out a cheap way to do them. There's plenty of services out here that'll print your bandit signs for you, but you got to go out there and take the time to put them out, right? And when you put them out, they may still get taken down, because in a lot of cities they're illegal. Code enforcement will come take them down. If they find out who you are, which is pretty simple, they'll start finding you, right? So that's bandit signs. It's not as popular now, but again, it still works. It's just like people putting out the signs, "We buy houses, we buy ugly houses." Those work with repetitiveness, right? So as more people look at them, the more people start calling you, right? So those are 6 ways of generating leads. Of course, I'm going to be putting out more content on getting into real estate, getting into wholesale, getting into creative finance, right? So tap in with me, and hit me up if you guys got any questions.